Could Jake Paul beat Ippo in a boxing match? The answer to that question might just surprise you, because it's not as one-sided as you might think. Ippo is a force of nature, a brick wall attached to a bullet train. But Jake, I'm skipping his first two fights because, let's be honest, those opponents were nobodies in the fighting world. Just influencers fed to Jake Paul to build his reputation as a knockout artist. The first real martial arts name Jake Paul faced was Ben Askren. Now, Ben wasn't known for his striking, but I didn't expect him to get rocked like that after years of dancing with MMA fighters. Following that fight, Jake went on to face two UFC legends, Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva. Both were champions in their prime. Jake even beat Woodley twice, sending him on a one-way trip to the Shadow Realm in their second bout. Then came Tommy Fury, and we'll get to him in a minute because that fight is crucial for this discussion. Next on Jake's list was Nate Diaz, another MMA legend, best known for beating Conor McGregor in their first encounter. Jake won that fight by unanimous decision. And most recently, he shocked the world by TKOing Mike Perry. Perry, a gritty fighter known for his durability, especially in bare-knuckle boxing, couldn't withstand Jake's relentless body shots and overhand rights. Perry's only 32, still in his prime, technically, while many of Jake's other UFC opponents were pushing 40, have been served a hefty dose of Ippo Makunouchi-style punishment, his chin now resembling the weathered walls of the Colosseum. So, what about Tommy Fury, the only young and legitimate boxer on Jake's resume, and also the only man to beat him? How did Jake lose that fight? Did he forget to load up on his Tremboloni burgers? The simple answer is that Tommy Fury outboxed Jake by sticking to the basics. Jake Paul has a powerful right hand. It's his go-to weapon. If it lands clean, you're out. He also uses feints, but his defense lacks consistency. He seems to idolize fighters like Roy Jones Jr., keeping a low guard and relying on head movement. But here's the thing. Roy Jones Jr. sharpened and perfected that style through over 130 amateur fights and even an Olympic silver medal before turning pro. Jake Paul doesn't have that kind of pedigree. Not even close. This risky style doesn't hold up well against someone with solid fundamentals. And Tommy Fury, while not a top-tier technical boxer, is quick with a sharp jab. Even so, he gets caught often by big left hooks while throwing punches. Jake's biggest weakness? Pressure. And we all know that Ippo is the king of pressure. No one steps in with more force and speed than him. His guard is impenetrable, and he weaves through punches as he closes in. The only thing that has ever kept him at bay are jabs, as we saw in the Guevara fight. But that weakness was mostly due to Guevara's southpaw stance. The constant foot tangling led to Ippo eating the nastiest left hook in history. But Jake Paul isn't the southpaw and doesn't rely on his jab that much. He feints a couple of times, throws a jab, and then unleashes his ultimate weapon, the overhand right. Ippo's tight guard would negate any chance of a mid-range exchange like in Jake's other fights. He wouldn't give Jake the space. Instead, he'd step in and deliver a liver shot that would have Jake gasping for air. And that's an interesting point too. So far, we haven't seen Jake take a proper body shot. Even Tommy Fury aimed mostly at his head. What if Jake's midsection is as weak like that of a gastritis patient? Yes, Jake Paul is heavier than Ippo. And I'm not going to cop out by saying they need to fight in the same weight class. Let them fight at their natural weights. That's Jake's only real advantage, his size and weight. Jake Paul weighs in at a hefty 200 pounds, around 90 kilograms. Not even Takamura has reached that weight class yet. He's still at super middleweight. So, Ippo, a featherweight, would be fighting someone 70 pounds or 33 kilograms heavier. Could Jake win that fight? From a technical standpoint, never. But using his weight, he might try to lean on Ippo and slip in a right hook. That's his only chance to do any real damage. Because make no mistake, Ippo could knock Jake out too. If Ippo's punching power rivals Sando's, it's safe to say he could KO a heavyweight. Sando rocked Takamura during their sparring session, and while Takamura was never in real danger, he definitely felt it. So it's fair to assume that Ippo could knock Jake's lights out with a well-timed Dempsey roll. Look at this. Tommy Fury pushed Jake with a wild left hook right hook combination, a tamer version of the Dempsey roll. If that worked, Imagine what the real thing would do with Jake Paul against the ropes. Pure destruction. I rest my case. And if Jake Paul ever sees this video, bro, read Hajime no Ippo. It might just make you a stronger boxer. Who knows? You might even stand a chance against Mike Tyson. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.